Kevin, you're in a situation, you've been dating a girl for 6 months. All right, so it's happening, things are there. It's not official, but it's, you know, it's there. It's 6 months, right? So she just informed you that she's going on a girls' trip with all her single friends to Miami. And they're mostly single that I asked. They're planning on going out to the parties with the club promoters, and they're gonna be popping bottles and be getting stuff for free and doing the whole table thing at the club, having the time of their lives. Obviously, you have some reservations about what's going on here, and you need to have a crucial conversation with your girl. So before she obviously leaves to Miami, if that's even allowable. So your girl tells you she's going. The flights are booked, Kevin. What do you say to her?
Oh, man. Just being here is such culture shock, man. I'm from Connecticut. My women don't do anything. Like, they don't go anywhere. I'm trying to all right, but if I was in that traditional scenario that always gets brought up, that's kind of a common one in the red pill space. Sure. Yeah.
You don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
I don't, yeah, like maybe I'm not too enthusiastic about it, but my true answer would be I wouldn't commit to a girl that's still in the party stage, especially with everything you just described. You didn't say she's just going out with the girls. You said they're popping bottles with club promoters and all this shit that I'm not used to because it only goes on out here and I'm only here once every 8 months.
Okay.
So I probably, I wouldn't, it takes a lot for me to commit to a girl. I wouldn't commit to a girl that's
so you wouldn't even commit to her life. So you're already 6 months in. What happens
if I'm just sleeping with her for like, it's been going on for 6 months, she could do whatever she wants. I don't care.
Gotcha. So she's already put in that bucket of not wifey material.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Just because she wants to go on a trip to Miami with her girls. She hasn't done anything yet. She hasn't cheated. She hasn't even popped the bottles yet.
Well,
but you're already making the determination she ain't wifey material.
I hate to dance around the question, but the biggest mistake guys make is that if you know you don't want a girl that's always going to be going on wild trips and popping bottles with club promoters and all this nonsense and shit, it starts with you like not picking a girl who is eager to live that lifestyle in the first place. And what most young dudes that are inexperienced do is they pick the girl, or let's be provocative because that's what y'all want. Let's say dudes usually pick the neighborhood hoe, right? Catch feelings, then resent her for being a hoe, which is what you were able to see she was from the beginning, and start a bunch of bullshit.
You know what you signed up for when you walked in the door.
Yeah, I'm very, very conscious
Ladies,
of what
you have your voting panel.
Is that fair?
Throw up a red or a green to Kevin's answer. This is where you put your hands up with the thing, ladies.
Your ass better put it green.
You speak English?
With
Put some fucking answer.
It wasn't like black and white.
Okay, so
is he not your?
We don't know. So if you don't put anything up, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to remove
gotcha.
it.
All right.
Okay, yeah, right. Not bad.
All right, so we're holding that.
She's a host.
McQueen, same question. Your girls are going to Miami, and she says, "McQueen, I'm going." You know, you want to say, "Hey, look, I don't know how I feel about this." What do you say to her?
I would just be like, "Have fun, bitch." Like, and then after that, she's not gonna. I'm not talking to her after that. Like,
that's it. You're done.
I'm not gonna stop her from doing what you can do whatever you want, but I can do whatever I want too. And what I want to do is I don't want to talk to your ass after that.
There it is.
That's it.
Okay.
Would you tell her that? Would she know that if she goes?
No, because I mean, if she's my girlfriend, then yes, I would tell her.
But she's
But
not.
then again, like you said, she wouldn't be my girlfriend if I knew that she was the type of girl that would be doing all that.
Yeah.
So if we were talking for 6 months, and I don't have control over her life. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I don't. Even if we were together, I don't control anything. I can only control what I can do. So like, if I'm dating her, like you just ask if I would tell her that. No, I wouldn't tell her. I'd be like, have fun.
So there would have been no conversation as to like your guys' boundaries or like what you're okay with and not
But they
okay
weren't
with in your
together.
relationship.
Well, I mean, obviously that wasn't because there was no context on the question.
No,
you know what
I'm just
saying?
asking you.
This is your girl for 6 months.
you
Okay,
said there
it's
was
not
no
a 5-year
commitment.
relationship. You guys are dating. It's clear. 6 months. Like it's not. So there, you know. That
And
was
she's
it.
never exhibited any of this behavior previously. Is
This
that
is
the
her first
context
girls'
as well?
trip. Yes.
So this is her first time ever even acting like this, ever bringing this up.
Again, she hasn't done anything yet. She wants to go on her
But this
girls'
is her
trip.
first time.
She's
ever
easing you
asking for
into
it.
it.
How about this, ladies?
We need more.
By a show,
Yeah.
guys, we don't need more. You have what you fucking have.
That's what I'm saying.
Pick it
Look.
up in your hand, okay?
She's a
No, we
hoe.
need
She's
more.
on the
What's her
streets.
social security? Where'd she go to college? What was their first kiss? Doesn't matter. Janelle, you're not getting any more. You have what you have, and you'll like it. Ladies, how about this? Let's just understand where the ladies are at. Don't overthink this. Stick something up. Green or red, the girl should be able to go.
No, she should.
Green or red, should the girl be able to go? So Amy says no, Lauren says yes, Janelle says no, yes, No. Yes, yes. So the majority of you girls say the girls shouldn't go.
Correct.
Very interesting.
What if
So-
it was a her sister's bachelorette party?
That's what I was going to say. There's exceptions.
Hold on, we're doing too much talking. Natalia, what did you say?
What if it was her sister's bachelorette party? And it was like, hey, you're my sister, like I need you to come. We're going on a girls trip.
That's why I asked. Has there been any
Let's say it's her grandfather's funeral and she's going to be traveling. Is she allowed to leave the state, or is that that's not a fun trip? Okay.
Listen,
She's going to be with her single friends.
The only person that didn't hang out with people like himself was Jesus. He hung out with tax collectors, sinners, fishermen.
Hoes.
Whoever you hang out with, you become. So if you hang out with hoes, you're a hoe.
Jesus hung out with hoes.
You gonna bring Jesus into
I
this?
said,
That was a poor example of law of association, I feel, because Jesus hung out with those people and was still completely
Jesus
pure.
is the only person who didn't hang out with people.
Okay, I get your point now.
Are we supposed to follow Jesus' example though? Like, you know,
Well,
live his
we're
life?
not like eternal and immortal. I don't
No,
think so.
but
We're
I
not.
mean, Jesus hung out with everybody to set an example of like how we shouldn't
But
be.
Well, here's what we're not going to be doing. Bring Jesus into the equation. Okay, we all knew that
Jesus
was a party animal, and if there's water there, boom, now there's wine. I don't want to hear about it. God bless you, Jesus, but we're not going to bring you into the club in Miami with all these single women. I also brought David here
also liked
because
prostitutes.
sometimes we need just a businessman's perspective. He's not in this red pill space. He's in that green pill space, which just means making money. So, David, you're single. You're dating a beautiful girl. You know, you've been over there 6 months. It's official, but not like official. It's only 6 months. She wants to go on this trip. What do you say to her?
We have this interesting concept with real estate called an escrow period. You put a property in contract, and then you really get to know what's in that property. It's kind of like dating the property. And things will pop up during this escrow period that would be problematic, to McQueen's point here, in the future. You can't tell the seller what they can or can't do with their own property because you don't own it yet, but you can decide if you don't want to buy it. And so most people who would not be comfortable with that type of behavior can just respectfully bow out and say, you have fun on your trip. I'm glad that you're being yourself because I'm getting to see what the property actually has. I'm going to go move on for a property that doesn't have some of those issues.
With your escrow example, don't you have to have like explicit reasons within the law to break your contract?
Here's the lawyer, guys. All right.
All of these
417, I'm allowed to bring an
But
exit
the
clause
answer
to
is
be a
no.
hoe in
You don't.
Miami.
The
We all know
contracts
that.
have contingencies in them that allow you to back out for different reasons.
That is true.
You can't get financing, it appraises low. You see something during the inspection period that you don't like, that's literally what it's there for. So if it's behind train tracks, if it's near a sewer, it smells bad, anything, plumbing problems. So that is what you're trying to do.
You do not want your girl coming back home with plumbing problems. We all know that.
Before you buy.
Okay, so let's get Troy's response here, and then we'll let the ladies chime in. Again, ladies, you're all smart and classy. You know, everyone raise your hand for a second. Go ahead. So you know how to do that. So when I say raise your hand, now stick the thing that's in your hand up as well. That's what you ladies are going to be doing. Please don't make me ask you again how to raise a hand. Pick your left hand, pick your right hand. If you're armless, use a fucking leg. Stick it up in the air. Troy.
You know what, Adam?
You're a dating coach.
Yes.
What would you recommend men do, and what's your opinion?
Well, I agree with a lot of what's already been said. For me personally, 6 months, you're not even really, you're saying dating, you're using the term dating.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in any way serious after 6 months. My ex-girlfriend, we were together for a number of years. We didn't even properly commit until like 2 years in. Do you know what I mean? I'm the kind of person, I just fucking leave it. And, you know, I try to avoid having that conversation for as long as is humanly possible. So if we were 6 months in, I wouldn't regard it as serious enough at that point to be sort of like laying down the law. I wouldn't feel that I had the right to do that.
Let's say it was 6 years in.
Oh, here we go. Now you're changing the parameters. You said like they were
do whatever he wants. He can
they
do
were
whatever
asking you stuff, and you said you can't change it. Now you're changing the parameters.
Well, I'm curious, what would you deem
what would
to be
you-
an appropriate amount of time to be able to have an opinion on that?
Probably 5 or 6 years, I guess. Or well, let's say 2 years.
Really?
3 years.
That's
2 or 3 years.
Real quick, I don't think that's the problem. I think I'm on the same page as Troy.
All right, guys. If you want to speak, just raise your hand. Boom, I call on you. Go
My
ahead, Cal.
apologies, but I think Troy got the same problem I had. You didn't say committed relationship.
Yeah.
You just said seeing somebody.
Yeah, no,
Again.
listen. The original question was dating for 6
Dating.
months.
Yeah.
And if we were dating for 6 months, at that point, I wouldn't regard it as serious enough. So I would just say to her, listen, you do what you want to do. That's great. I may or may not also be potentially seeing some other people anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's going to be less of a big deal. Now, what I'm going to do is, with any relationship, is I'm going to look at their behaviour. Okay, I'm not going to try and control them. I'm not going to try and lay down the law to them. I'm not going to give it the old, fake red pill 2D alpha thing. I'm just going to look at what they do. And if what they do is not something that I'm comfortable with, then I'm going to remove myself from that situation.
Okay.
Which is kind of similar to what you guys
Escrow.
were saying.
So
Escrow.
I asked,
Exactly.
I asked this question for a reason because I wanted to get to the point where, all right, 6 months, you're dating, but it's not official.
Yeah.
So gentlemen, and then I want to get the ladies' opinion, let's say it's a longer relationship. Is she now more likely or less likely to go on this trip?
She should be less likely, I would say.
Gotcha.
Unless, like they said, it's some kind of family thing or
But
whatever.
after that amount of time, doesn't she basically garner a little more trust from you?
Yeah,
We've been
but
dating,
also,
we've been together 3 years. I'm not just going to try to go get boned at Club Live in Miami. But
she should do. She should do. Yes.
Okay.
She should, not want to do that because now she's with you and she's in a committed relationship. Having said that, she's her own person. She can do what she wants. But I would probably have the conversation with her and just say, listen, I'm not comfortable with this.
Gotcha.
And then
So,
make a decision based
just
on
to be
her
clear
actions.
from all you guys, whether it's 6 months or 6 years, you're not comfortable with your girl going out partying in the club, getting drunk on a girls' trip.
Well, man,
is that fair to say?
It's fair to say. I was at the club last night, right? And these girls, they're like twerking. They're like, there's all kind of crazy shit happening in these clubs.
Oh, you noticed?
But why do you
It's-
get to go to the club and not?
I was standing by the bar drinking Diet Coke. I'm a very refined
Yeah.
gentleman. I wasn't. No, I was just observing the people around me.
When
right?
was the last time y'all went to the club?
Last night.
All of you.
We're all going after this. None of you are invited.
So,
Not.
so
it wasn't
it's
an
okay
event?
for men to go to the clubs, but it's trashy for women.
No,
Yes,
I don't go
because
to
it's a
the club.
totally
I don't-
different experience for you guys.
Yeah. I have to
completely
agree
different
with,
experience
what
for
is
you
this
guys.